Hi, I'm Kojo. I've been in pharmacy, as a qualified pharmacist since 2009, so just over 9 years. And yeah, just going to give you a brief overview of what it is I do and the routes of how to get into it. As a pharmacist, our purpose is to supply medicines legally and safely to named patients. So I'm a community pharmacist, but there are other branches of pharmacy possible. So industry is an option, and then also hospital pharmacy is another option. But they have different entry routes. So if you're going to be a hospital pharmacist, you need to do your pre-registration year in hospital, just because it's easier to be a hospital pharmacist by that route. If you go into community or industry, switching over into hospital is a lot more difficult. Broad terms, as a pharmacist, we receive prescriptions into the pharmacy, either from patients directly or from doctor's surgery. We have to screen them for clinical accuracy and for legal validity as well. Then we label and dispense the medication, and on handing it over to the patients, then we have to make sure that they understand all of the directions, as well as any possible interactions or any other counselling points that might cause any issues along the way. Extended parts of the pharmacist's role, we offer various services including flu vaccination, also medicines, health checkups. Some places do blood pressure, cholesterol testing, even diabetes screening as well, but a lot of those bits need extra accreditations. The key skills for being a pharmacist, I would say, are a good level of numeracy, also attention to detail. Your memory needs to be pretty good as well to keep up with the interactions and various indications of the medications being prescribed. And you need to have good interpersonal skills, as you're constantly dealing with various members of the public as well as other healthcare professionals. Typical route to becoming a pharmacist would be GCSE and A-level requirements to enter the university courses, and then beyond that, obviously you do need your degree, and that then allows you to be a pre-registration pharmacist, and that entails 1 year on-the-job training to sit your registration exams, and provided you pass that, then you will be able to be on the register as a fully fledged pharmacist. In terms of salary expectations, it varies at the pre-reg stage, just because there is no kind of set limit or minimum that is offered, I think, through the NHS or the companies that will be taking you on. However, I think a realistic expectation is likely to be somewhere between 15 and 20,000 a year. Sometimes it can be higher in some companies. It all depends on how generous they are. Beyond that, upon graduation, again, it does vary, but as a qualified pharmacist, new on the register, my expectation would be somewhere between 30 and 40,000 a year. And then as you gain experience, that can be increased. Obviously, there's the route of owning your own pharmacy, which doesn't necessarily involve there being a cap. It all depends on how you conduct business and various things that you're able to do to extend your profits and hence your salary. I believe it's the case that hospital pharmacists start on significantly lower salaries with relatively slow progression, but they do a lot more studying, have generally a broader base in clinical knowledge. So as they continue to specialise, and they have various bandings that they go up. And as you move up the bands, then your salary reflects your experience and level of specialisation. When you get into the much more senior roles, then I believe they do earn significantly higher amounts of money, even in towards the kind of 80,000 range, if they are actually the head pharmacist at an NHS trust or hospital. In terms of gaining experience and trying to get a little bit of a taste of what to expect in pharmacy, I think a lot of pharmacies, especially independents, do welcome both work experience students to apply, as well as looking for Saturday staff and extra cover. So that's an option if you wanted to have relatively long-term experience, especially if you're going to be doing Saturday roles. Hospital can also offer work experience, but I think it's slightly harder. It's more rare to get that opportunity, but it's definitely not completely off the table. As for a 17-year-old me considering a career in pharmacy, I would probably say to be a lot more broad in my outlook in terms of the possibility of moving into different sectors, to research the role a little bit more, just to have a better idea of what to expect, to ask more questions about the direction pharmacy is going in as a profession, as a sector, and also the career progression, I think would be something that I would definitely look into. As a 17-year-old, I didn't think about that side of things. It was more just pharmacy was interesting, so I went down that route, but I didn't actually have a plan in place to think about salary and career progressions or career options, which I think are very important if you're going to be in something and you want longevity.